What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Office Guys. I hope you've all been having a wonderful spooky season, but with all that being said, let's go ahead and just jump straight into what this video is about. It is going to be the Trials PvP guide for the weekend of October the 15th. The adept weapon for this weekend is going to be the Messenger, and the map we're going to be playing on is Bannerfall. Jumping straight into the weapons that I think are going to be more ideal for this map is going to be something that you're going to be able to go long range, have a lot of pressure with, and team shot with consistently. Those are three things that really you have to have when it comes to Trial of Osiris, when it comes to winning, is simply coordination. So the weapons that I think you're going to want to take in this is you're going to want to have long range to medium range weaponry right here, so pulse rifles and scout rifles, but whenever I actually get into the specifics, I think the best pulse, actually the best weapon in general for this map, in my opinion, is going to be the Messenger with Desperado. Desperado is absolutely insane, and the Messenger as a whole is also just absolutely insane. The amount of range this weapon has is extremely strong, but when you have Desperado procced, you're going to be able to just basically, you know, win significant more scenarios from different things like, you know, taking down reses really quick, or even just absolutely melting people that are in their supers. A couple of the other weapons that if you don't have a Messenger with Desperado, which is perfectly okay, you can perfectly go flawless this week without it. The other weapons that you should look into using is going to be the No Time to Explain. This one's pretty available widely to just about everybody. The Dead Man's Tale, this weapon is extremely strong. I have Killing Wind on this one, but if you have Vorpal Weapon, you can use that to help kind of destroy supers and stuff as well. This weapon is also really good this weekend. A couple of the other pulses, you're going to have the Forge's Pledge, the Stars in the Shadow, the Jurassic Green, the, you know, a couple of the other pulses and stuff, and then the Darkest Before is also a really good one to use. As far as using secondary wise, you can use shotguns and stuff. I think Sniper's a little bit better. So Cloud Strike's really good. If they pick up reses and stuff, you can basically shoot the res. It'll take out not only the res person, but also the person that was getting the revive initially. You can use the Lorentz Driver. Lorentz Driver will always be a very solid weapon to use. Long Walk's pretty good. The Adored is also very good. Seventh Seraph, CQB, Felwinters, just basically whatever you want to run. Just be prepared to actually be able to have to kind of hold and figure out how to control the map when it comes to long range engagements. So we're going to be taking a look at some gameplay here and just kind of getting into explaining what this map is really about and what you're going to have to do if you actually want to basically win the map. You know, if you're, you know, not everybody in this game is as good as a bunch of the streamers that we see where they can just, you know, like ZK Mushroom run in with Top Tree Dawnblade and just hover and basically just rain hell on everybody like an AC-130 with his God Roll Palindrome. Not everybody's going to be able to do that. And so when it comes to winning Trials of Osiris, and in my case, we actually just two-stacked this card. It was a relatively easy 7-0 flawless card here. But it's because we had a strategy ahead of time. This was, I think it was game 6, or yeah, I think it was game 6 here. So it's a relatively late game into the card. It's not like we're, you know, on the first game of it. This was pretty far in. And so the biggest thing that you have to do when it comes to Trials of Osiris and when it comes to this map is 1, strategy, and 2, cover. So as we can see, we've got one guy up on the top here to respond if somebody's going to be over on that other platform shooting down on him. We have him over here on Mohawk where he's going to be able to provide a lot of fire when it comes to firing on the inside, or he can back up and shoot up top. And if he finds himself getting shot from either of these angles, he can come back behind Mohawk in the middle to find cover from these angles. And he doesn't have to worry about somebody on the platform because we already have somebody on the platform. And me over by the boxes, I can basically use this cover right here to manipulate which angles I'm going to be helping out at the time. There is one downside to playing these angles right here. They do seem like they're a little stronger because you do get to choose which one you're actually going to be prioritizing and where you're going to be getting a lot of pressure to be able to put it on. But the downsides to this is it's a very limited area. You're very susceptible to be hitting, you know, get hit by grenades here. And obviously the enemy team basically knows where you're at as long as you're in that position. They can see you rotate out pretty easy. So there is some downside to using this, but as long as you have a decent structure when it comes to your teammates, you're relatively going to be okay, especially if you're just team shotting and stuff like that. So we see they're pushing out mid. There's one. I'm holding the snipe because we know one's there. I hit the body on 2. I missed the headshots, unfortunately. He's going to pull back to some of the boxes to my right. I'm going to go over to mid. He gets killed from the left. I'm going to kill the guy to the left with some team shots from my teammate up on the top platform. Instead of team shotting me, they have the decision to make of, do we want to take out the guy up top who's on the rift, or do we want to take the guy out in the open? They end up choosing to take out him. I'm given the opportunity to come and use Mohawk as cover here in a 1v2 scenario. The best thing you're going to want, especially whenever versing multiple opponents in Trials of Osiris if you're on your own, is use your cover. Cover is going to be huge for you here. So I'm going to be going up against the first guy. I know I'm going to get him with the nade, so I throw down my Rift. My resistance from my stag is going to allow me to drop the second guy, and that's going to end the round. The whole point of that being is that if you're going to have multiple people in different points but essentially control one area, it's going to add pressure on the enemy team because they have to decide who they're going to go for, what approach they're going to make when it comes to going against those people. And if you've got a decent setup when it comes to how you have your team situated, then 9 times out of 10 the approaches they're going to take isn't going to be one that's going to lead to some kind of success. In this case, it was really just more so that I was able to 1v3 because I had my Rift up and I was fortunate to have it up. I landed my shots and stuff like that, and also just having the stag equipped helped me out. But regardless, cover is a big part of this play, and that's really a big factor when it comes to taking people out and finding yourself on top in Trials of Osiris. We're going to find another example of this in the clip here after the first round of that game. They're going to kind of mix things up, and I'm going to show you kind of the weakness when it comes to playing these boxes here. I'm looking with my sniper, and I find out that they do have the guy with the Vex Mythic class playing behind this box, and I can pretty much bully him and harass him as much as I want to, purely because he doesn't really have a weapon that can contest the range that I have on my messenger. So holding this, I can basically see when he's going to push out, and just hold this angle right here. He has nowhere he can go. I know he's still here. My teammates end up dying. He kind of wants to push out, gets a little greedy for the 1v3. I drop him. I'm able to reload. I see this guy here. I've got my Desperado. I can melt this guy, and I can look over here, see if this person's playing over here. I find him on the radar right over here in the middle. This is why I like to use snipers, regardless of what map I'm on. I can use my snipe to pick up the pick on him. He's damaged by my Cloud Strike, and I can easily finish him off with my messenger. Yes, he was using cover there, and, you know, cover is what you need to do, but in this situation, because he decided to pop his Rift instead of trying to go back and create more of a one-dimensional cover space for him to use, he wanted to try to play around his res, and there was just a lot of pressure that was added onto him from the Cloud Strike taking him low. He ends up panicking, placing his Rift instead, and I'm able to just one burst him in the head beyond that point. Just to create another little emphasis on how important cover is in Destiny 2, we're going to take a little bit of a look here at this clip. We see me pushing up. This guy's right over here. I know my teammates are kind of pushing up. I get a body on him. Mythic class guy drops my teammates. I come back here. I know one's over here and one's over there. I drop my Rift, and right here is where it kind of comes into creating the timing for yourself. So I know my teammate is over here fighting this guy. I've already got my Rift prepped, and I know this guy's coming in front of me. So I come over here to challenge him. Unfortunately, I don't get a really smart challenge. We're both one-shot. However, since I've got control of the cover in the map, I can essentially just move to the left, pre-fire this angle, and I know for a fact that even if we trade, I'm going to win this round no matter what, because he will die, and my teammate's already taken out the other player. So I just use the cover, strafe left, and fire the moment I know I'm out of cover, and it's just an easy pick, and there's not really much a player can do against that, especially when they're already out in the open like he was. But now that we've got all that out of the way, I hope this video helps you guys out at least a little bit, get a better understanding as what's going to help you guys win Trials of Osiris. And this map, I think the biggest emphasis you guys are going to have to make is going to be on the cover and being able to kind of coordinate with your team a little bit and really make sure you're getting those team shots. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys want to see more videos like this, I plan on doing guides pretty much every weekend as Trials is going to be going around to try to help you guys figure out how to maneuver and play when it comes to these maps and stuff like that, and different strategies and loadouts that you can use to help you get flawless. So if you want to see more stuff like that, go ahead and subscribe, like this video, leave a comment of some other stuff that you guys want to see, if it be weapon tests or just honestly any sort of different content. And if you guys dislike the video, go ahead and also comment that down below and let me know. I'm perfectly okay with taking some constructive criticism here. I'm trying to improve as a YouTuber, and you guys are going to be one of the biggest things that are going to help me out. So I will catch you guys in the next video, and I hope you guys have a relatively easy time farming your cards on this Trials of Osiris.